girl dumped him. He got a new girlfriend.
That made me livid.
But now that there's a baby.
Why is he sending her text messages saying, I love you?
He's not.
You don't know that, hun.
Please stop calling me that.
Does she want him back?
I get the feeling that you are still in love and have no use for her. Are you still in love with him? Let's do it. If we're going to do something here that matters, then we got to deal with the truth.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
I didn't even get a chance to see the birth of my son. I felt
The first doctor's appointment, he just really made me feel uncomfortable, like my pregnancy wasn't special at all. Our second doctor's appointment, he showed up and I wasn't okay with him coming.
She told me to leave or she was going to call the cops. After that, I was left in the dark.
4 months into my pregnancy, I found out that Greg went to Mexico, spending money and not even trying to financially.
On today's Dr. Phil episode, Dr. Phil is going to talk to these young kids who can't get themselves together clearly, and there's a baby involved. And Dr. Phil is going to call out the hypocrisy in a lot of what's going on, and I'm right there with him.
Support me.
You let her ride out the storm all by herself. For a young man to put his interests in anything other than his son, this is ridiculous.
When I was 6 months pregnant, I found out that Greg had a girlfriend. That made me livid. I don't think it's right for him to have a girlfriend and not do anything father-wise. It made me irritated and really made me mad.
Well, Malia's ex-boyfriend, Greg, says he wants to be involved in his son's life, but he says Malia is making that nearly impossible.
So a lot of times you have that, right? So, and I can tell you that that is obviously what's going on here. Obviously, we have stories of him not being allowed to go to an appointment, or he got to the appointment and then he was told, I don't feel comfortable with you being here. I'm just going to go ahead and call the cops if you come back. Like, what is going on? Like, I mean, that's a bit much. Women do weaponize their children against the dad. Like, they do it. We all know it. We all know a female who's done it. I'm not saying you've done it, but it does happen.
Because she is so aggressive and controlling.
My son was born on May 11th, 2011. That night, I decided to call Greg and tell him the news that his son's born.
I didn't even get a chance to see the birth of my son. I felt very cheated at that moment, and I don't think to her it was a big deal, but it was a very big deal to me.
I also have a problem with the fact that they keep using this baby's picture. Like, I don't think that the baby's full picture should be on the show. I don't think that they should have flaunted the child like that. Obviously, they were perfectly fine with it because I'm sure Dr. Phil would have blurred it out if they weren't. Now, you see there, so this is why kids should not be getting involved in certain things. You didn't call the child's father when the baby was coming. So we have to learn to put our differences aside. Like, again, we know that I can already tell you, this is not a situation where he was trying to, unfortunately, thank God, hurt her or something like that. You can already tell because it's just a lot of games being played. So it's not like, I think if he comes here, something's going to happen to me and my kid. No, or else you would have hid a long time ago. That's not what this is. So it's just insane, and I that's a form of weaponization.
That's one thing I can't get back. Since Jaden was born, Malia's kept me out of the loop. She hasn't communicated with me. I didn't know anything for 3 months.
Greg does not make an effort to be with Jaden. He literally asked me to contact him more, and he's asked me to drive out to his parents' house to have him see Jaden for 2 hours.
So, and I'm going to move on from this beautiful baby because a lot of this stuff to what ends up happening is that I, copyright with the music and everything else. And I just don't also want the baby seen. But I bet there's truth in both sides of the matter. But again, we're talking about a baby here. One thing I know with men, though, some men, maybe not all, if you keep doing this thing where it's like, you can't see your kid, you're giving them a hard time. A lot of men are just going to be like, you know what? Okay, I tried. Now you'll make the effort. Am I saying that it's right? No, but I'm just telling you how human beings react.
And got hammered.
No, that's not how
That
it
is
works.
true. You can ask her friends. I have the gap.
everything that he hasn't been involved, that he's...
Well, he hasn't. Have you paid? Hell no.
Why would he be involved if you sent him that Facebook message? Wipe your memory clean.
Okay, honey, after I told him I was pregnant, we actually worked things out. We actually were trying to work things out and going to counseling. But he didn't take anything serious. So after that, I said, okay, since you're not taking anything serious, we might as well work on each other first by ourselves. Because honestly, our relationship wasn't even working at all.
Okay, well...
But you didn't know that, did you?
When you
Don't call
called,
me honey.
when you
I just did.
called
What,
me...
I mean,
So before Dr. Phil goes off, these are the times in our lives, like, these kids are 20, 22. Tell your friends, I'm not trying to break up a love situation or whatever. Let me just tell you like this. I've been in a situation like this as the girl who was not the mom, thinking that I was there for the guy. Look, I'm being transparent, right? By the way, guys, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification bell. Thank you to every Thank you to every eye that lands in this video. So anyway, coming back to it. Again, tell your friends, what happened to me. I was 26 and I was like head over heels in love, down to my soul in love with this guy. And he had a baby, brand new baby kind of situation. But he said, I'm not with her. She gets on my nerves. She makes me so mad. She makes me so angry. Oh my gosh. And the whole bit. And I was always on his side. I'm like, he always tries to see his kid. She gives him a hard time. Or she's just dropping off the kid, by the way, the kid on him. And, she's wrong for this, wrong for that. And he would say so much how much he hated her and all of this, only to find out that she was having a second child for him while we were together, okay? And that crushed me. And I sat there and still thought that I don't know what I thought I was doing. I left him alone. And then, we did the whole going back and forth, everything else. We're not together anymore. Obviously, this was a long time ago. But it's the point. You really believe in what you're doing because you have fallen in love with this person and you think that it's going to work out. And I'm not telling anybody that it's not, but I'm telling you, pay attention to red flags. If this chick can still get him worked up and she's there calling you honey and saying that, you didn't know that XYZ happened, I can guarantee you that 9 times out of 10, they were probably still sleeping with each other.
Just that. What happened?
I asked her not to call me honey. I think it's condescending.
Uh-huh.
And she just did, so.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
When you called...
And guess who? Yeah. And the boyfriend didn't say a damn thing about it.
me, to my memory, you were pretty plastered and had to go lay down and you passed out. And you called me back and told me what was going on.
She told you what?
That she was pregnant.
Okay. You were drunk when you were pregnant?
She found out she was pregnant and got hammered.
No, that's not how
That
it
is
works.
true. You can ask her friends. I have the gas receipts. I have the text messages.
The whole thing is a train wreck. I don't know where these people are today, but please, people, to the girlfriend on the other end, sis, there's not, okay. I'm not here to break people up or whatever, because somebody else watching this might be like, I'm in this situation. I'm just saying, sis, you found out you were pregnant, you were still drinking? This girl is crazy. And then at that age, men like crazy women. I mean, I think they like them at any age, but definitely at that age.
Gas.
I have the text messages from you saying, hey, I'm coming out, blah, blah, blah.
But you weren't drinking while you were pregnant, or you were?
I mean, that's kind of irresponsible, though. If you're pregnant, you don't drink after you're pregnant.
Exactly my point.
So why would I call him drunk when I found out that I was pregnant?
Good question. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Was she drunk?
She was plastered.
You know that for a fact?
I know that for a fact.
Is that true or not?
No, it's not true.
You had to leave the game early. It was like halftime.
Yeah,
or
because
something.
I was sick because I was pregnant.
So.
It's called seasickness or whatever it is.
Okay.
Morning sickness. I'm sorry.
Were you involved during this? However, it's.
I mean, just absolutely insane. She's talking some seasickness. He can't get enough of her. I can tell you right now, he cannot get him. Don't play yourself and think like, she's so stupid. He wouldn't like her. He's probably graduates. No. He's fully into all of her insanity. He likes it.
Started. Did you go to all the doctor's appointments? Did you participate? Have you contributed to the baby's finances and expenses and all of this?
I have, since the day I found out, I told her I would be 100% supportive, and I've tried.
I know what you said, but I'm asking what you did.
I went to the first doctor's appointment that we made, and
That you called me fat and
I called you fat.
Yes, you did.
I called her. That's not true. Okay, I did not say you're fat.
Do you not think implying saying, "Wow, you almost weigh as much as I am fat"?
I don't remember saying that, and I have a pretty good memory when it comes to those
Really?
things.
You
Yeah.
think that I was drunk calling you when I found out I was pregnant?
Okay, you wanted him to be involved.
Yes, I wanted.
Then why
him
did
to
you
be
call the cops when he showed up at the second
I
doctor's
didn't
appointment?
call the cops. And see, he's making that up as well. I
You
told him
threatened
that.
to call the cops.
No,
You
I
said, if you
didn't.
don't leave, I'm going to call the cops.
No, I said you have a right to leave because I don't want you here.
Who
And-
mentioned cops?
He did, obviously, because I did.
Okay, you did say you were right. You have a right to leave, and I was like, well, I have a right to be here, and then you said again, you have a right to leave, or I will call the cops. So you know what I did? I don't want to deal with police. I hate police. I got out of there, and I was like, you know what? Knowing the fact that I showed up and tried.
All right, well, we have to take a break.
And there you go. That's what it is. At the end of the day, it's like, yo, I'm trying. She likes him so much, she's going to do whatever it takes to be in his life. Like, how do I say? Like, even if she just is in his life as a nuisance, that's her whole MO. She's like, yo, I don't care. I'll be in his life like as a problem for everybody. And oh well, it is what it is, you know? Like, it just simply is what it is.
You will support him having a relationship with his son.
Of course.
And it doesn't help you that you get into an instantaneous catfight with the mother of this child.
I don't like being.
But it isn't about you right
I
now.
know. Well,
it's not
exactly.
about you. I mean, that's the
I
whole
know
thing.
it's
Not about
me.
your feelings or yours. But they do have a child between them, and that is unfinished business.
Well, I'll say one thing though. When she says I'm not trying, I am trying. For a good example of this is like 2 weeks ago, and then when did I bring you stuff to the hospital? And you didn't even tell your dad I came to the hospital. You haven't even told your dad that we've been talking.
I told my dad that you came
No.
to the
Yes,
hospital.
well, I was there when she
Well,
told him.
boy, I apparently did a crummy job of explaining that we need to put the bickering and the game playing aside. You want to be right or you want to be happy? You want to be right or you want to be a father?
I made it very clear to her, when you're carrying a child, you can't have all added stress. And what you saw right here is what he would do to her constantly.
Okay, but now listen, your daughter is not a victim here.
I'm not saying, I did not say she was a victim.
She's not a victim. And Dr. Phil will go on to say that, you know, that your daughter is basically like she's doing stuff too. So is he. They're both immature, and they are, right? But I mean, they both are really young, and I would hope, but a lot of times this stuff keeps going on even after like years have gone on, and these people are still bickering like over the same things. Like, it's so insane. That's why at the end of the day, everybody wants to be like, I'm liberal. I can sleep with whoever I want. Just like, you really have to think about this. Of course, the baby is beautiful and meant to be here. What a wonderful, wonderful gift from God, right? If the baby gets here and out of this situation, of course, yes, praise the Lord always, right? But there is something to thinking about this first and understanding that, like, this is gonna be somebody that's forever in your life. Now, for the other girl, I feel bad for her because, Dr. Phil pretty much just let her know what it is, like, right off the rip. But, he basically told her, like, this isn't about you. She needs to go because it's true. And I'm not here to tell anybody what to do. She needs to go. It is true. It's not about her. But why is it then? Why be in a relationship where it's not about you? I feel bad. You fell in love with this man. And, this is a lot. It's a lot to say, yo, I'm out. But you have to be a little selfish in a situation like this, or fall back and let them figure out what they're doing. Or if they are still in love, because the last thing you want in life is to be really in love with this guy. And you're thinking that, you're building a life together and everything, and turn around, he got her pregnant again. Turn around, he got her pregnant a third time, because guess what? That did happen to me too. So it's like, this is what it is, So these are all things to think about. But you guys let me know in the comments what you think about this episode. I'll see you guys at the next one. Bye.